Hello, Christopher.
Tony J? What's up?
You see, my boy, I have a proposition for you.
Alright. What is it?
There is a Blu-ray on your desk. I would like you to review it.
Anything for you, Mr. Tony J.
You're a smart lad. Now, get to work.
You got it.
Receiver can't finish your curtain. Let's see what he has to say. What's he got for us this time? They're probably Blu-rays. Aficionados Chris. It's a guilty pleasure. Aficionados Chris. It's a comfort measure. Aficionados shine the lights. Shoot the camera. Smile for the world in panorama. He likes to impersonate Walk-On.
Hey everybody, Aficionados Chris here, and today we are going to be talking about a sequel to a beloved classic Disney film, which I reviewed not too long ago as a Diamond Edition Blu-ray, and today we are of course talking about The Jungle Book 2. The Jungle Book 2 comes out on Blu-ray March 18th from Disney Home Entertainment. Now I'm going to go straight into it and say I had never seen The Jungle Book 2 on home video nor in theaters, and yes, much like Return to Neverland, this film actually went to theaters. Surprise, surprise, because the movie's only 72 minutes long. Let's get right into it. What do I think of this movie as a whole? Is it a good sequel? Is it an okay sequel? Well, I'm not quite sure. To be honest, I have a hard time saying this movie is absolutely horrible, because I know this movie has plenty of flaws, and the biggest of course being, why would you even do a sequel to The Jungle Book anyway, especially years later, with Michael Eisner in charge of Disney during this time. Disney was pumping out sequel after sequel, either in theaters or direct-to-video, and boy, do I not miss that era. So like I said, I have a hard time saying it's terrible because upon watching it and during the entire duration of its 72-minute runtime, I didn't really get mad at the movie, but I did feel like I was wasting time because from start to finish, as soon as it was done, I just thought, what was the point of this movie? And not just like, what was the point of its plot or its messages, just what was the point of the film's mere existence? That's the best way to describe it. It just kind of exists. It's not really hurting anyone. It's a perfectly harmless movie. I mean, it can be enjoyed by, little kids who love Disney movies and will basically watch anything. But as an adult fan, I can't really recommend it that much. I didn't enjoy it as much as the original. I mean, the original's a classic. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. And doing a sequel just kind of seems sacrilegious. But is there any positive about the movie? Well, I can't say there's a lot. I mean, there are some to me because I'm slightly biased on certain things. For example, the voice cast in this movie is very good, with the exception of one actor, which may surprise you once I say. So, of course, obviously this is years later, so a lot of the actors who originally played these characters have long since passed away or were too old to play some of the parts. Phil Harris had passed away. And in this film, Baloo is played by none other than John Goodman, which to me is the most bizarre casting choice because as much as I love John Goodman, I don't think his voice fits the character very well because to me, it's really distracting because John Goodman has a very distinct voice. He's that lovable teddy bear, huggable guy. He's a lovable man. But as much as Baloo's also a lovable guy, the voice that Phil Harris gave, which gave him this sort of jazzy vibe, fit the character very well. John Goodman just sounds like John Goodman. It kind of works if this were the original film, I could kind of get behind it, but personally, it was really distracting to me. I just wish they got an actor that sounded closer to Phil Harris because all the other actors in this movie sound closer to the original actors that played them. For example, Bob Joles plays Bagheera in this film, and he's actually a Sebastian Cabot impersonator. Sebastian Cabot was the original voice of Bagheera. Many Disney fans would actually know him as the narrator for the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh. You got Haley Joel Osment from Kingdom Hearts fame playing Mowgli in this one. He does a good job. He fits the character very well. You've got Mae Whitman. A lot of people know her from Arrested Development and the new version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And Disney fans like myself will know her as the current voice of Tinkerbell in the Pixie Hollow Blu-ray series. And she plays Shanti, the girl from the end of the first film that lures Mowgli into the village. And you've got some really awesome actors in here, like you've got John Rhys Davies from Lord of the Rings playing, who I believe is supposed to be the father of Mowgli in this film. He's really cool. You've got Phil Collins, surprisingly. Yes, that Phil Collins, Tarzan Phil Collins, playing a British vulture. If anyone remembers the first movie, there's these 4 vultures in it that are modeled after the Beatles. In this movie, there's a 5th member who's played by Phil Collins, who just tells bad puns to Shere Khan. And speaking of Shere Khan, this was my favorite part of the movie, is that Shere Khan is played by one of my all-time favorite voice actors and just actors in general, the legendary late Tony Jay. For a lot of Disney people like myself, you will know him as the voice of Claude Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame, and non-Disney fans, you'll know him as the voice of Megabyte from Reboot, and he was awesome in this movie. My only problem with it is that Shere Khan doesn't get to do a whole lot. So Tony Jay, as much as I love him, there's certain actors like Tony Jay where I just can listen to them in anything and watch them in any movie no matter what the quality. The other one, of course, being Tim Curry. But Tony Jay, I was really bummed out that they didn't give him a whole lot to do, and it kind of makes sense because the point of the Shere Khan character in the original film is that he's sort of a build-up. So, you know, when you'll hear about him and how dangerous he is, and there's this anxiety of, you know, learning what he's going to do because he's very patient. It works in this movie because it's true to the character, but I just really wish the movie was a bit longer and had more time to focus on his characters. Some characters just are extended cameos. Like Bagheera is honestly just an extended cameo, and it actually disappointed me because he was such a prominent role in the first movie that they've kind of tossed him aside in this movie in favor of Baloo, which is kind of understandable because Baloo is a fan favorite, but, you know, I thought it would have worked better as far as character development to extend on him. So overall, decent voice acting aside, it's still not a movie I can highly recommend, but specifically, I can't recommend it to adult, diehard Disney fanatics like myself. I mean, I don't mind most of the Disney sequels that come out. There are some that I think are at least decent, or some that are just watchable. I can honestly say you can watch it. It is watchable, but it's definitely not something you will revisit later on. This is a one-watch. It's more of a curiosity thing. If you're really that curious to see what happens to your favorite Jungle Book characters later on, then I'd say check it out. At least rent it. Maybe if it's on Netflix, check it out for curiosity's sake. The Disney sequels are completely harmless. Kids are gonna love them, and that's basically what they're made for to begin with. So there's no harm done there. Let's talk about the Blu-ray for a minute. Blu-ray picture quality is pretty good. I mean, it's a movie that was made in the 2000s, and it's presented in high definition very well. It looks clean, it looks crisp, it's very colorful. The audio quality is also very good. The bonus features are very slim, but there are a couple, which include a couple deleted scenes, a sing-along, music videos, and a featurette called The Legacy of Jungle Book. And they're not really great bonus features, and I sincerely doubt many people who are going to buy this are going to buy it for the bonus features. They're just going to buy it for their kids, for their Disney collection. That's it for my review of The Jungle Book 2 on Blu-ray. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please have a wonderful day. Goodbye.